Yo guys, Rule King here with another 10 tips and tricks that you need to know before playing competitive. Purpose of this video is to help out the new player who finds out that this game doesn't have a aim message. Now the game being hard to play with no choice left, they have to quit the game. To stop this, when a content creator tries to create a video on this topic, instead of getting a support, the video is being criticized. The game was released in 2017 and it's been 7 years now. In the first place, Standoff 2 has a small community and you can hand count the content creators who are here. So before those players starts quitting, next time whenever you see the new video has been uploaded, don't hesitate. Support to your fullest. If you don't support those new content creators, there is no one out there. With that, let's start with the video. The tip number 1, head level training. Here is the 3 method through which you can improve your headshot percentage. Micro head level adjustment, crouch head level adjustment, headshot shooting pattern. Starting with the micro head level adjustment is used on the moving target. Lot of the time we miss the headshot cause the enemy keeps moving, so you need to use the tap and burst to practice the micro head level adjustment. Cause when you spray, recoil is high and it's difficult to control the aim. When you do this, you'll stop missing the headshot on the moving target, but will still miss cause we crouch a lot. We forget that our crosshair also crouches with us, so you need to drag your crosshair a bit higher to adjust to the new head level. So next time when you enter into the training ground, don't forget to practice the crouch head level. But usually we practice for hours and hours in training ground, and then when we hit competitive, we are back down to the ground. We just watch the two reason for that, and the up next is the most important one, the headshot shooting pattern. We only train with AK or the M4A1. The problem is when you lose the round, you have to play with the SMG that you never trained with. Because there is a difference in the recoil pattern of a AR and an SMG. Not to forget, two SMGs itself has a different recoil pattern. So while training in the training ground, use all the weapons that you would normally use in the real competitive game. Now we need to know tip number 2, how to build a team. Well, there is a several method to do this, so I'll tell you in the end of this video. Moving to tip number 3, how to choose sides to push. When the match starts with the pistol round, it's time to choose which side to push. So normally in a lower ranked lobby, we usually push to side A cause all the opponents usually push to side B. So don't hesitate, jump onto the side, plant the bomb, and once planted, hold the apartment until the bomb goes boom. But as you climb up in the rank, it's not gonna be the case. They know this trick. CT will be holding the side with a split of 2 and 3. And as soon as they see the bomb, they will rotate and start holding that particular side. That's why you need to know how to push both the sides. So let us know first. Tip number 4, how to push B. So as soon as we decide to push B, all the players will start lining up for the death parade in the B long. Instead, you need to use the lineup to rush some position, cover some position, or hold some position. So here I found out a simple way to push rather than pushing from B long. Play split between long, mid, and passage by splitting the players in order of 2 players in B long, 1 player in passage, and 2 players in the mid. The 2 players in the B long must be a bomber and a entry fragger. Bomber should play behind the entry fragger so not to lose the bomb. This helps you to get more space in the map to flank and get the enemy. But it's not enough to win the round, therefore you need to use some tactical lineup. Player from the passage will do a lineup which starts from a single molly throwing from this point, standing at the corner of this box. If you aim here and do a perfect molly, it will hit this spot making CT to back off. That's the time when the players from the mid and the long push from the both the side. You can make further 2 more molly lineups. The players from the B long can drop their mollies to the passage guy. One of the molly will entirely cover the CT stairs. Second molly hitting the treasury area, leaving no space for a CT to hide or a camp. Meanwhile, the bomber from the B long will smoke, will block the side from B stairs. The entry fragger will clear the CT holding inside the side and also the CT camping in the arches who can be damaged by the nades made from B long. So this is how you theoretically push B, but when this becomes predictable to CT, then you must know Tip number 5, how to push A. Now you already have pushed B for 2 to 3 rounds. Now pushing A would be a good idea. A side is mostly about clearing the angles like underpass, balcony and apartments. These are the three positions that you need to clear before pushing further. Three players should play below the apps, two from above clearing the square. Push starts with a stun to a courtyard to blind the CT pushing from the underpass. You can also stun over here for a quick peek, nade over here to damage the CT holding in the underpass. Instead of pushing blindly, you can nade from here, aim over this tip, throw the nade will hit the enemy holding behind the pillars. You can also throw the nade from here as well. This will give you a chance to easily take down them. You can also do a fast push by smoking the three entry points of the site A, which are A long, square, short camp. The CT holding inside the site will not get the cover fire from the players holding this three position from behind the cover. The bomber should be quick enough to plant the bomb. To maximize the chances of survival, you need to do a head down plant. Now it's all about stalling and making the time run out for the C4 to go boom. Teams will be changed now. You must know how to play as CT. So the tip number 6, CT team tactics. As a CT, you have to split between the site A and B. As there is a 5 member in the team, you can do a split of 3B to A. Let's say if the enemy frequently push A, deploy more players over there. But it's not that simple cause enemy do a fake pull, a push to site A then go plant on B. If you leave the site alone, it's a free site to plant. So let's see how to get through this with the tip number 7, how to hold site A. Basically, you need to hold the entry points of the site, not letting the enemy to enter. In Site A, two of the entry points are apartment and the underpass. You can hold the underpass from behind this box. If the enemy is pushing from above the apartment, you always need to have it so that you can damage the enemy passing from the apartments, reducing the flow of the push. It would be better if you could do a double nade, timing it with your teammate from the square, getting you a instant kill. You can hold the apartment from this pixel spot as it's less likely to be checked. You can also try boost in alternative round. For example, from A long, behind the box, boosting from the side, you can peek inside the apartment. Get that first kill by surprise. And if they push side B, you need to know tip number 8, how to hold side B. As compared to side A, side B is much easier to hold as far as you don't let opponents enter through the mid. Holding the CT stage is important as it doesn't allow the mid push. Holding from the ramp will give you a off angle advantage. One of the player must play from inside the side, stopping the enemies from quickly planting the bomb. When holding this position, it's better if you don't reveal your position to take the enemy by surprise. But it all falls apart when you doesn't know. Tip number 9, team roles. It's about assigning the basic role to a particular player so it's easy to carry out the tactics. Basic role required are entry fragger, the guy who can clear the angle, assign a player who has a better FPS, player who rushes into the site and gets the initial kill, trying to clear the site before planting the bomb. This player is usually followed by an anchor player, a second man, who helps the entry fragger to secure the kill by cover firing, doing some nade lineups and smoking the relevant plays. But the main lineups are done by a smoker, a guy who does the lineup and call out for a rotation if things goes wrong. It's basically a mixed role of IGLing and a support role. Moving on, a bomber. This guy should not show himself to the enemies cause as soon as they see the bomb, they know the bomb is on the particular side. The player must be quick enough to plant the bomb once the entry fragger jumps onto the side. Last one is a lurker who basically try to stop the backstab as well as rotate or flank from behind the enemy. If you can't plant on A, then this player try to rotate to B and check for the side to plant the bomb. These roles are not exact and it keeps changing as you play the game. In the first place, if you don't have a team, you can't carry out this tactic. Here's the tip number 2, how to build a team. Most common answer would be to find them on Discord server or in game, but I would suggest you to create a clan. So here is how to create your clan for free. First, you need to find the players. For that, you can join my Discord server, find the players over there. As per your rank, once you have a players, decide mutually a name for your clan. You can put your clan name in front of your in-game name where you have a clan of yourself and start winning competitive using tip number 10, the types of push. You can push using different tactics. In a round 1, you can do a fast push to A. For the later on rounds, you can do a delayed push where you plant the bomb at the last minute possible. If the enemies become impatient and push, you can take them down easily and get the number advantage. You can fake push to A, then go and plant onto B. And you can do a wholesome mid push by taking all the teammate to the mate and doing a boost, getting the enemy by surprise. Another one is a bait push where we do a 4v1 split. The single player on the other side try to create some noise by throwing some nades and flash and randomly shooting into the side, making CT split between two sides so that we get a number advantage in the other side and then easily win the round. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching.